All right, guys. Well, welcome to What the Health Wednesday. My name is Rachel Picard. I'm one of the admins here for My Life Vantage Story. And I am so excited for this week's episode of What the Health because I have a very, very special guest for us here today, coming in from the Great White North, Edmonton, Alberta. It's Dr. Sveta Silverman. I am going to share a little bit about her background. It is so intriguing, so beefy, so much credibility. You're not going to believe that we have this woman here to teach us about some of these incredible activation secrets that are really what I call, Sveta, it is like the anti-aging duo, like the power duo, the 1-2 punch with these two incredible activation secrets. So before I pass it over to our guest, and she has some incredible slides, you guys are going to want to grab a pen, you're going to want to grab a piece of paper and take really, really, really good notes. This is a little bit of background about our amazing guest here today. Dr. Sveta Silverman has a very interesting background, is very passionate about breast pathology and health. She's actually dedicated her entire career to understanding the mechanisms behind cellular action in health and in cancer, particularly in cells with breast cancer. So her goal is to improve patient care and, of course, patient treatment. And she's also a very dedicated teacher of health. So her education started with a doctorate of medicine in specialization in pediatric surgery. That was in the USSR. And then a few years later, doctor of medicine in Alberta, Canada, in Edmonton, and then became a fellow at the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada in anatomical pathology in Edmonton, Alberta. This woman is so credible. I was looking at just all the memberships, academic affiliations. I think you've either co-authored, written, or reviewed 13 different peer-reviewed or like published publications, which I thought was really intriguing. You can correct me on all the wordage there. And then the award this woman has received, Outstanding Teacher Award by the University of Alberta, the Donald W. Penner Award, which is through the Canadian Association of Pathologists, and again, the Teacher of the Year from Community Hospital there in Edmonton. So Dr. Sveta is passionate about health, wellness, integrative oncology, cooking, writing, yoga, and tennis, and she loves Life Vantage. So the first question, and then I want you to get into your slides, Dr. Sveta, is why Life Vantage? And then share with us what you are so excited about with some of these new products and why we need to be activating our body today.
Well, thank you so much. First of all, Rachel, thank you. It is an absolute honor to be on this Zoom or blog or podcast, something like that, to be honored by you and by your team. This is an honor. Absolutely. And I would really like also to acknowledge some of my team members and actually my upline who are on the Zoom. So thank you. But the interesting thing, what happened, Rachel, of a few people, you actually captured me. I can care less for the accolades, but what you captured is my passion to discover the terrain of cells. And yes, of course, it started with this cancer cellular terrain with my mother who passed away from cancer and me being absolutely frustrated because I didn't know what to do and how, and I was lost. But then it leads you from the disease terrain into a healthy terrain. And the idea is, how do we sustain cells and maintain cells healthy? That's where Life Vantage comes. That's why I am, and I always will be, so passionate about Nrf2. Today, I was on the Zoom from American Academy of Anti-Aging on cellular aging. I was listening. And what is the guy talking about? NAD, sirtuins, and multiple mitochondria. And that is why Life Vantage. I always tell people, we're not exclusive, we're awesome. So that's it. And I always search for others, but I will always stay with mine. Because we have it good, we got it good. Without Nrf2 activation, without mitochondrial support and boost, there will not be health. And there will always be aging. And not only chronological aging, but biological aging. So that's about it.
I love the fact that you have a very balanced approach to medicine, and that we have reverence for what Western medicine has done. but also understanding that the choices we make in our lifestyle, the food that we put in our body, I say that with every fork bite, that we take, we're making a decision for health or disease.
Absolutely.
And I didn't know about your mother. My heart just goes out to you because I just lost my father to early onset dementia in December. Losing a parent before it's time, you're never ready. But your head immediately, Dr. Sveta, goes to what can I do to prevent this? How can I protect the people other people that I love, and myself included? So I know we have a short time here today, and there's a couple things that you're very, very excited about. So I'm going to let you just kind of take over the floor. And I have my pen and piece of paper because I want to learn what these products are doing in my body so that I can share it with more people that I love too.
Thank you. One thing about what LifeVantage gives me. LifeVantage always gives me knowledge. And knowledge never stops. It's like the more I learn, the less I know. And this specifically applies to this. And let me do slide. And let me do the, do you see my slideshow?
Yeah, looks great.
No, I know. I just want to do the play from start. That's what I mean.
There you go.
Okay,
Yep.
I got it. And this applies to collagen. You have no idea how skeptical I was, and I am, about collagen and digesting collagen into our bodies. We do so. So today, what I'm talking about is, I do not call our product liquid collagen. We have collagen peptides. There is a huge difference between collagen and collagen peptides. And what we talk about, we are talking about activating, replenishing, and maintaining. So now, I told you how skeptical and how excited I am about collagen peptides. As you see here, major cause of aging-related skin damage is thought to be increased levels of free radicals and oxidative stress. We do know, which is scientifically proven, published, and stuff, that Protandim reduces oxidative stress of free radical damage by 40% in 30 days via activation of over 200 survivor genes. And we know I'm talking about, because you will get the idea why am I tying up collagen peptides and superoxide dismutase, hemoxygenase catalyzed glutathione, and many others. Now, collagen, not collagen peptides, is an essential part of a cellular skeleton or cellular framework, because the cells, they need to be supported and they need to be lined up by a structure. It's almost like a spider net. When the spider is hanging on in a beautifully arranged, absolutely perfect geometrical net. And that's what collagen allows us. However, so the cells are not floating, but they're supported by collagen. So what happened when we're young, that collagen is vibrant and stretched at the proper length. And there, as you see, there are different types of collagen. So what am I showing here? I'm actually showing you not only different types of collagen, but different organs. And then what you see here is how important is the structure of different components of collagen, as you see, for example, in the skin. So this is the skin cross-section. And even here, you see that there's collagen 7 and collagen 4 and collagen 3 and collagen 14 and collagen 1. And then there are different components of collagen that, for example, are extremely important in this part, which is the bone. So we know that collagen is extremely important in every organ, because we're the combination of cells, and every cell is suspended in that framework of different types of collagen. So whether it's a blood vessel, whether it's your brain, whether it's your bone, whether it's your muscle, whether it's your liver, collagen is everywhere, but different types of collagen are participating in that framework. Now, look, the excitement about collagen peptides is why did I say that I am skeptical about collagen? Because collagen is a huge thing. It's a huge molecule that consists of different parts, a combination of small proteins. So it's like basically a link, it's like a chain of a different peptides. And the thing is, when we, let's say, eat collagen powder, so those huge molecules, they are not getting into the cells because they're so big that they cannot cross from the GI into the bloodstream, from the bloodstream into the cells. So the uniqueness of collagen peptides, LifeVantage collagen peptides, that it is broken down, that it is not only a combination of multiple types of collagen that are specific to different organs, but it is also broken down into the small groups of amino acids. So peptide is a group of amino acids with a different weight. So the weight is so small that how do we get nutrition? How do we get building blocks? We have pores, we have channels. So from what we eat, it breaks down. Then through those channels, it gets into, from GI, it gets into the bloodstream, into the vessel, into the vessel. From the vessel, there are channels into the cells. And the channels have certain measurements, certain size. So you can eat collagen till end of the world, but you're just wasting your money. You need to break it down to those particles. And sometimes the types of collagen that we eat, the different supplements, they're such a bad quality. They're harming us a whole lot more than they are benefiting us. So when we talk liquid collagen, what excited me initially, that there was an independent study done by the dermatologist that has a whole lot better education and much higher credentials than me, with the Harvard MD, with a fellowship from, I think, Columbia, and blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't need to do this because I'm pretty sure she's very well paid, but she did it. So there is something about our product and what they discovered on the skin that, look at this. I'm sure you read this study while I was talking, that the density increases by 42%, the crow depth feed reduces by 22%, and on and on and on. And that's the idea. We get older, the collagen constricts and starts getting wrinkles. That's how we get wrinkles. So we need to sustain and maintain that framework of that tight collagen fibers that will allow the cells to stay tight as well and not to shrink. However, the beauty of the collagen peptides is not just about the skin. It's about every cell that those collagen peptides get in. Now, what separates us? Now, if you go online and you just Google collagen peptides, there are plenty on the market. And yesterday I was doing a little snoop around search, and I was going into very high-end nutraceutical companies. What they don't have the composition we have. What is interesting about those collagen peptides, how do you promote them in the cells? You need the vehicle, you need to accentuate it, you need a push. What is a push? Those things, those berries and citrus extracts, that is the push. It's not only giving us beautiful taste. My husband calls collagen peptides his juice. He's drinking his juice. So the thing about berries and citrus extract, it gives us vitamin C. But look, not only we're getting vitamin C, we're getting it not in the powder, we're getting it from the real deal, from the source, from those fruits. That's a real deal. So that vitamin C pushes those collagen peptides into the cells. And then on top of it, we have ruby quinoa extract, amazing stuff. From this grain, extract from this grain unlock the cell's ability to absorb collagen, and it activates natural collagen synthesis to reduce the appearance of fine line and wrinkles. Again and again and again. So what is about collagen peptides? So collagen peptides are not only going to give us the foundation, it's the food. It's the food for the cell. And then I will talk about the genes, what it does to the genes. But those collagen peptides actually knock and upregulate the cells. Sorry for being medicinal. The cells are called fibroblasts. Fibro, obviously fiber, blast cells. But those fibroblasts are the ones that lay down collagen. So not only we get the food to sustain every cell, whether it's the skin or the bone or the brain or the gut or the blood vessel, but we also turn on those fibroblasts that lay down collagen. Now, why our collagen peptides activate the gene? Look what is about red quinoa. Red quinoa turns on a whole bunch of healthy genes and turns off some of the genes that we don't want to be turned on, like MMP9. This is pro-inflammatory gene. We want it off. So red quinoa turns on our famous superoxide dismutase, or turns on the gene that lays down collagen. How? Now look. SOD is upregulated 27 times, 2,700%. How? How does it do it? Now, these are the pictures, guys. And the funny part is, I know this woman. These pictures are real. I know this lady. Not only she is one of my sideline, upline, she's my mentor. She's my friend. She's a part of that LifeVantage family. Now, here comes why Nrf2 pretandem and collagen peptides. Guys, without Nrf2 activation, your cells will never be healthy. Because what Nrf2 does for the cells, the most important thing is it allows the excretion of cellular garbage outside the cell. So if you don't have Nrf2, you can eat healthy, whatever, and the other mechanisms are working. So your garbage bags are staying in the cells and are getting piled up and piled up and piled up. And if you don't have Nrf2 activation, they will keep piled up till they blow up. So that's when you need Nrf2. How does it do it? It does it by activation those genes as superoxide dismutase, glutathione, and so on and so forth. Guess what these genes are? They turn on the proteins, the enzymes. Like SOD, there is a gene that Nrf2 activates the gene. The gene turns on the production of that protein, superoxide dismutase protein. What is a superoxide dismutase protein? It's a composition of a whole bunch of amino acids. So how does per se, so with red quinoa, we know that SODs turn on. What does collagen peptides do? They provide the substrate. Look at this slide. Superoxide dismutase contains 151 amino acids. So you can activate your Nrf2. Nrf2 is going to turn on SOD gene, but you don't have the foundation, you don't have the substrate, you don't have amino acids. It's not going to work. But our collagen peptides, they contain this substrate of amino acids that build. So we have the blocks, we have the foundation, we have the food, and so when the gene is activated and there's a signal to turn on, to start making protein, we have amino acids available. Same thing applies to hemoxygenase, and same thing applies to glutathione, the master antioxidant of the cell, because we do have cysteine and glutamic acid in composition of collagen peptides. And that is exactly why Nrf2 pretandem, together with collagen peptide, it's such a power, not only for the skin, but for everything in every cell. That's the thing. You know, we concentrate on the skin because everybody can see it. But let's say my personal story, is not about the face. My personal story about the legs that nobody can see. My husband's personal story is not about the skin, but is in his ability to walk. Because collagen peptides helped him to heal his muscle injury. So that's why I am so excited about the composition of Nrf2, Pretenda, and collagen peptides. But then, if we start talking about this, we cannot not talk about mitochondria and Nrf1. So, but that's another talk. So I'm done.
Dr. Silverman, yeah, we'll have to get you back on in the new year, and maybe we can just deep dive into mitochondrial health with Nrf2, Nrf1, and NAD and the sirtuins. I love this product. And you know what? I've shared in this group and to our team that I've been on the collagen now since May. So going on 6 months, and I'm a little bit younger. And I've been activated since I was 30. So 37 years old. So 7 years of Nrf2, 7 years of that glutathione, 7 years of applying true science to my face. So I don't really have a lot of visible signs of aging. So when I got collagen, I was excited, but part of it, Dr. Silverman, I was a little nervous because I was like, nobody's gonna be able to see my results. Like I don't have that, boo-hoo, right? But I'm a runner. And I've run 5 races in the last year, 2 halves, a 10K and 2 5Ks. And I have a really bum left knee. And to the point where I've done like laser treatments and all sorts of stuff, like 16 laser treatments cost like $2,000. And I have special orthotics in my shoe and the whole gamut. I've taken Nrf2 for 7 years, but I would still, after a longer run or walk or hikes, but I would still have that knee pain. I noticed within 3 weeks on collagen that I just did a 10K last weekend and I had 0 pain. That's over 6 miles. And so I love the fact, and I wrote it in my notes. We focus on collagen because it's what we see, or we focus on the skin because that's what we see when we're on liquid collagen peptides. But if you guys are seeing it in your skin, imagine what's happening. And she said, in quote, every organ of your body. That's exciting.
My point exactly. That's exactly that's exactly what you said. Absolutely. Skin is kind of easy to see. But the thing is, you're hitting every cell. You're supporting every cell. People tell me, Protanum upregulates glutathione by such and such. Well, it upregulates glutathione gene. But from glutathione gene, you need to convert into the glutathione protein. But in turn, to have the glutathione protein, you gotta have the building blocks, the foundation. That is why it's working. Yeah. That's why it's working. But if when you start turning your glutathione, look what happens to your mitochondria.
Yeah, it's just absolutely amazing when you guys start.
It's a link. Yeah, it's a link to the link to the link to the link, and that's a whole thing because the prevention. We're not allowed to say disease, but the prevention is the best cure. Yeah. And that's the essence of Life Vantage. Our teaching is we need to teach people how to be proactive and take charge.
I love it. I love it, guys. If you're enjoying these series, they're every Wednesday on What the Health Wednesday, where we are demystifying nutrition to optimize health, achieve more, and look radiant. Make sure you guys tag people in this, podcast, whatever you want to call it here, this webcast. And add your friends to this Facebook group as well, because we are debunking some of the common misnomers about health every single week. We're talking about optimizing metabolism. We have another Dr. Silverman joining us next week. We're going to be focused all about thyroid and autoimmunity with Nrf2. So guys, make sure that you add your friends and family into this group and search the stories. Read what people just like you, just like your friends and family, have seen what it means to activate their life. So thank you, Dr. Sveta. I really appreciate your time. Go get your doggy and have a great week, everybody, and a blessed November. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.